Round here, them guns get the last word.
Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today we have a lot to discuss in this video, and I want to start with two topics that relates to this channel. The first thing, I know a lot of you guys been saying when I talk about a bunch of topics in one video, I should try and timestamp the video, but I wish I could, but I don't know how. I tried to figure it out, but it just does not seem to work. So for this video, and until I figure it out, we just have to do without the timestamps. The second thing that I want to talk about, as you guys know, I cover story, every single character in Tekken I'm trying to get to, and as I was looking through the playlist, I covered almost every female character in the game. And what I want to do now is do a tier list. I want to do a tier list and put all of the female characters on there based on how high they are. I will give you guys the opportunity. If you want me to cover Christine, then put it in the comments. Spam this video with Christine and I will make it. But if not, I will do the tier list without her. The reason why it's only going to be the female characters is because there's still a bunch of male characters that I want to do. Sergey Dragunov, Bob, Law, there's a few guy characters that I haven't yet got to. So once I do cover those, then we will do a tier list based on story for the male characters. Now let's get into the actual news for this video. The first thing that I want to talk about is a tweet from Harada. Now everyone knows The Boys, what is it, season 2 or season 3? I think season 3 is out. I haven't seen it yet, no spoilers, but I am planning on watching it. Right now I'm binging the whole entire 4 seasons of Stranger Things, but I will get to this. Harada tweets, "Hey Homelander," on his Twitter. Now, of course, the Tekken community, you know, they're running wild with the season 5 and stuff like that. I don't think that's what he's saying. I think he's simply saying that he likes the show. If we think back to Cobra Kai, when Cobra Kai was the hot thing on Netflix, he did the same exact thing. He put out some random tweet and then everyone, myself included, was like, Cobra Kai DLC. But I don't think this is what he's doing. I think he's just saying that this is a good show. And in my opinion, if I had to pick between The Boys or Invincible, I would want Omni-Man. Omni-Man is such a cooler character than Homelander. But I didn't want to mention this tweet because I seen some people sending it back and forth and whatnot. But let's move on. Next, I'm pretty sure you guys seen this by now, but Tekken 7 is on sale. I just bought it for PlayStation 5 for $9. Tekken 2 is also on sale right now, or not on sale, but they just added it to the PlayStation Store, but they added it at the wrong price. The picture here says they accidentally priced Tekken 2 at $10,000. Bruh, I can't, this shit is so funny. Harada responds and says, "What a marvelous price, Sony." And what's so funny about this? This shows how a simple misinput can go so wrong. You meant to type out $9.99, but you typed out $9,999. I don't even know if you were to actually click buy, I don't even know if PlayStation would let that go through. I wonder what kind of fail safes they have in place for things like that. Another thing that I thought was funny to note here, another tweet from Harada. We all seen Geek Week. Harada did an interview, but someone responded to that. Why does Harada look like he's rendered in Unreal Engine 5? Harada says, "Game creator, 70% of my body is made of polygon." Harada's a legend, what can you say? Now, switching over to the Tekken subreddit, I have a post here. This one says, "Years ago, I asked Michael Murray about having Tekken 6 levels of customization for the next Tekken project. There's perhaps a decent chance we'll have it." And the tweet says, "Any chance for Tekken 6 customization to be considered for the future of Tekken 7 updates or next project? The diverse amount of clothing and hair options between different characters can easily increase the appeal of the game." I don't know what YouTube video that is linking, but I'm guessing it's something related. Michael Murray responds, "Pretty difficult for Tekken 7. It's something I would like to think about in the future though." Now, I was trying to think about why he would say it's difficult for Tekken 7, because if you think about all the customization items we got, like DLC, free, or ones you have to purchase, it was kind of small. They gave us like hair, they gave us like glasses, but unless I'm forgetting something, they never really gave us like a huge chunk of customizations. And the only thing I could think back to is the engine. I did a video probably like 2-3 months ago now, but I was going through news articles and past interviews, and I was just reading some of the quotes and the things that Harada and Michael Murray were saying, and they were talking about how difficult it was to learn Unreal Engine 4, how difficult it was to switch from the old engine that they used on Tekken 6 and Tekken Tag Tournament 2 to the new one. Now, those interviews and articles and stuff was from like 2015. That's so long ago, and of course they advanced so much. This tweet is from 2019, and I believe this is when, what is this, right after Leroy Smith came out? So I wonder why they were still having troubles, and I'm hoping they can resolve it, because customization, even though people like Eris and there's people who hate customizations and stuff like that, I think it adds to the game, especially in this day and age where people are paying for battle pass, people are paying $20 for items and stuff like that. I'm not saying I want that in Tekken, but people are expecting these games to have customization options, right? People are expecting to really get crazy with your character, right? Whether that's using money or whether that's free. So I think that will be a prime focus in Tekken 8, but I did want to mention that tweet. Let's move on. This here that I'm going to talk about is actually like 3-4 weeks old, but I never got around to it because, you know, Street Fighter 6, Combo Breaker, and all that stuff. But the reason why I'm still talking about it is because CEO is not here yet. This tweet says, after a formal review with board of directors, Jabali and the entire Dragon Ball Z community, we have decided to ban Lab Code 2021 from CEO 2022 tournaments play. As of today, our tournament rules have been updated here. I love it. I love it. Bandai Namco puts out these broken, overpowered characters, and the community will try and defend it. They will say it's necessary. They will say it's fun. They will say, who wants to play a broken DLC character? And I'm so happy that these stupid characters are getting banned now. Like, they're so powerful that it's disrupting the competitive environment. What other evidence do we need to know that these characters are destructive? These characters are a problem. We had 1,000 Leroy Smiths at Evo Japan. We had Fakaram versus Fakaram grand finals for a whole year. Kunimitsu and Lita has been dominating tournaments since their release. And I know I've seen a lot of people saying, oh, well, they got shut down at Combo Breaker, so they're not really a problem. I mean, we'll see. We'll see what happens. CEO is right around the corner. All of these, the Tekken World Tour right around the corner. We'll see how these DLC characters really perform. Because the interesting thing, Fakaram, Lita, and Kunimitsu, they have been played mostly online. And online and offline is very different. So we're going to see truly how powerful these characters are. Is the community just complaining just to complain? Or are these characters the real deal? Bandai Namco responds, the balance update including Android 21 lab code is scheduled to release around July 2022. We have been working hard for the release, so please wait for further details. We hope you continue to support Dragon Ball Z fighters. Now, this is funny. They're basically saying, no, don't ban our character. We're going to nerf them. The problem is you should have never even released a character like that. That's the problem. You released this broken character and it's broken for like 5-6 months and then you nerf it. You guys know what you're doing. You guys, like, this is what you get. When you want to release these overpowered characters and they dominate day one, they're going to get banned. This is what needs to happen. So they stop dropping these overpowered characters day one. I'm not saying they can't make the character good or tournament viable, but you release a character and that character is the best thing in the whole entire game now, every single one. That's a problem. Romanova, she's the community manager for Bandai Namco. She also responds to this. I love it. Soon as a character get banned, now everyone is tweeting. Everyone is has something to say. And this has nothing to do with her being banned at CEO. Yeah, sure. This post was scheduled for today, days before, since it was, oh my God, bro. I don't even want to read this. Bro, they're not dumb. They know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. We can all say maybe Leroy Smith was an accident. Was Fakaram an accident? Was Lita Kurimitsu lab coat? And there's many others characters inside the Dragon Ball Z fighters community that's broken too. But I know that the reason why I focus so much on this one is because she's the one who's getting banned from tournaments, right? Let's talk about Street Fighter 6. I have 2 tweets here. I know I did a roundup a few days ago, but I do want to talk about this because this is more information, and it's good information. Some Street Fighter 6 details from IGN Japan, Fighting Ground, World Tour, and Battle Hub feel like separate games due to their scope. World Tour goes beyond Metro City and will have more locations. Jamie is not drinking alcohol, but a special drink. 3 cool details right there. Metro City will not be the only location. There will be more stuff added, maybe as DLC, maybe as an expansion. And they say it's so big to where it feel like its own game. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see because I already showed the map. I already did a breakdown of how big it's going to be roughly. But that's the thing. Size doesn't matter. Like Battlefield 2042, their maps was the biggest it ever was, but those maps felt empty. So it's really about the density here. The map can be small, but if it's super dense, and also if it's online, imagine that. If it's online, free roam, and you can fight people, that's endless amount of content, right? I think for those of you who play 2K My Park, that's the kind of thing that I'm thinking about here. If they make it like My Park for 2K, it really will be like its own different game. The second tweet, interesting bit about development of Street Fighter 6. Dev started in 2018 with a 92-page document already included with 3 main pillars. Dev team is highly motivated and give daily suggestions. Director says he has never experienced such a positive dev process. Now, I believe this. I did a video back in like February and I was talking about stuff that they had back in like 2014. They had dev builds that looks very, very similar to what we got in Street Fighter 6. People were commenting on that video and saying, oh, this is fake, or oh, this is old. Why are you talking about this? But exactly what I was talking about in that 2015 article, what I was reading, is exactly what they did in Street Fighter 6. They literally did everything. They were talking about paint, they were talking about realistic graphics, they were talking about like everything that was talked about in that article made it. And the reason why, for those of you who are wondering, why would they talk about Street Fighter 6 so early? Well, what they were doing, they were making Street Fighter 5 and they basically scrapped all that stuff. That stuff wasn't working at the time. I don't know if they didn't have the technology or the funds or whatever, but they scrapped all the realistic graphics, all the paint, all the animations, all that stuff. And then they just made Street Fighter 5 what it was. Now that they have the resources, now they're going back to everything that they scrapped and they're putting their visions out there. And that's why I think they're so passionate about it, because that scrap material is what they wanted to do way back then. But now they finally can do it, right? It's a really cool story there, the behind the scenes, and I love it. And I'm happy for them, and I'm also wanting to see what comes next, what the game actually looks like, right? Going back to Tekken. I have polls from the Tekken subreddit. I know this video is moving fast, but keep up with me. We're doing the 6th one. I talked about the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Now we're on the 6th. Monthly poll. Which Tekken Classic stage do you want to see in the future? Now, 1 is Moonlight Wilderness, 2 Airport, 3 is Mall, 4 is Fallen Colony, 5 Electric Fountain, and 6 is Close. Waterfall takes it from Tekken Fine. Now, I love seeing these because we always just focus Moonlight, Mall, Airport. But this poll is doing exactly what I wanted. It's reminding us of some of these other iconic stages, and I hope the developers are taking note of these the same way we have been. 6 so far, they can definitely look at these and see exactly what the community is want, because if the developers are looking at this, they know exactly what to put in a game as DLC, base roster, whatever they choose, right? We're giving them exactly what we want. And that's why I keep covering these, because if the developers watch my videos or something like that, they said they do watch YouTube. They haven't said specifically what they watch, but if they do see one of my videos, I just want to try and get the community's opinion out there, right? This poll here is about rivalries. Of the rivalries listed below, which one is the most interesting? 427 votes, Armor King and Marduk wins it in a landslide victory. And I would agree here. I think I did the story for all of these characters mostly. And let me say, Armor King and Marduk, for those of you who don't know, the story for these two, they fought so many times, but in Tekken 8, they're going to have a final rematch. If Marduk loses, he has to retire. If Armor King loses, he has to take off the mask. That is the actual story. So in Tekken 8, either Marduk is going to retire or Armor King is going to take off his mask. I don't know which one. In my opinion, I want Marduk to be gone because he's such a annoying unga bunga character. But that's more so the DLC buff taking effect. But that's going to be cool to see. I really hope they stick to that. I hope there's no retcons or sidetracks or sidebars. That is going to be cool. But Paul versus Kuma, I feel like their rivalry is really non-existent. Maybe back then it was a big thing, but not anymore. Asuka, Lily, it's a rivalry, but I feel like this is like kids. Like you know how like when there's like two 8-year-olds fighting, neither one of them are in serious danger, right? They're going to get up off the ground, they're going to have a runny nose, and they may have like a bruised elbow. It's not a serious fight. That's how I feel about Lily and Asuka. Their fight is like kid play. Armor King and Marduk, that's like, okay, we need to break this up right now. This is going to get ugly, right? Second place, Anna and Nina. I will like to see some serious development out of these characters. I know I said it time and time again, but they really like... We want to talk about characters being repetitive. Anna and Nina is the most repetitive characters in the whole entire series. And it's a good thing, but it's also a bad thing. I really want to see these characters do something new, something different. It really is a tragedy that they just are stuck on a repeat. Literally, cyber sleeping or cryo sleeping, whatever they call it. These characters never age, they never learn, they never progress, they never do anything except for hate each other. And I want more out of these characters, right? The next poll, ideal roster size for Tekken 8, 516 votes, 183 says 20 to 30, 170, 30 to 40. You guys can read the rest. In my opinion, I want 20 to 30. I know Tekken 7 had 36 at launch, but if they are planning on doing 4 DLCs, 15 characters again, I feel like they should start off at, I want to say 25, 26. I feel like that would be way better. They could also go the other path of making the base roster 36 once more, but then this time doing 1 or 2, maybe I would say 2 to 3 DLC characters a year instead of doing 4, 6, 4, is it 2? Just do 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. And then also, as you're doing 2, you can add in customization, you can add in stages. If you do Tekken Force, you can add in some additional content for that. That's the thing. If we scale down the characters just a little bit, we could get a little bit more gameplay, because Tekken 7 is kind of, we learned a lot about this game. Dumping a bunch of characters into the game is cool, but there's a lot of problems that arise from that. So many characters are underused and basically irrelevant. Ganryu, Zafina, Shahid, Gigas is one of the most used, one of the least used characters in the game. Mostly everyone picks DLC, and then the main characters like Jin, Kazuya, Brian Fury, and stuff like that. Lily, Asuka, right? But there's so many characters who go under the radar, underused. Leo, Katarina, right? So I would like to see them cut down on the characters, especially the characters no one picks. Moving on to the final poll. A fresh player with an average gaming skill jumps into Tekken 7. How many hours will it take genuinely to achieve Mighty Ruler, labbing, practice, fundamental understanding included? 477 votes. Most of the people say 500 or more hours, and also can't really tie hours to a specific rank. Everyone is different. I would agree with both of these, but also I think what character you play is very important. What character, like the character you pick, really decide how quickly you progress. Yoshimitsu is one of the hardest characters in the game to use online, and if you pick him or Jin or Steve, you will have a extremely difficult time progressing. But if you pick Eddie, if you pick Paul Phoenix, Kazuya, you will progress pretty rapidly. Also like Claudio, easy to use and popular characters can get you so far in this game. So far. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. That's everything that I want to talk about, kind of rapid fire, blitz through all of it. Like I said, if you want me to do a video about Christine, you should have already left that comment, hit that like button, subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys next time. A bunch of topics all at once, kind of just me doing everything everywhere all at once again. But that's going to be it for this video. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, and bye bye.
That makes me want to run over to your crib and just like fucking shit in your bowl of cereal.
Hey, if you sock it next time you see her, bro, I'm not even gonna judge.
Wait, Rice, I can't believe you told
I'm
her.
shitting in her bowl of cereal.
That's disgusting.